the way we're treated.
He answered his nation's call.
Yeah.
So pardon his irritation.
Very frustrating.
Over his nation not answering his. You're listening to a recording Bob Morris of Avon, Minnesota made, as he called what's supposed to be an official VA line.
To connect to Laurel Locksmith,
Trying to connect
press 1.
with the VA's Board of Veterans Appeals in D.C.
4. DCA University Veterinary Clinic.
You heard right. A veteran offered the number to a veterinarian. Great if he had a dog.
Here is my medication drawer.
What he has
I don't have to eat breakfast after taking all those pills.
is heart disease, high blood
Metformin.
pressure, diabetes, and bladder cancer.
And at that time, the doctor that found it, the first thing he said to me, he says, "Were you ever exposed to Agent Orange?"
To answer that, you have to flip back the pages of time.
There's the kid.
A kid sent to Korea.
Did that tour of duty over there at that time, 70 and 71.
Agent Orange, the toxic herbicide the U.S. military used to remove jungle foliage in Vietnam, was also used in Korea along the de facto border between the North and South, known as the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. The VA's website says veterans who served in Korea near the DMZ between 1968 and 1971 are presumed to have been exposed. But Bob has not received that presumed disability compensation.
Nothing but denials.
Denied. The VA says there's no proof he was at the DMZ. His main duty station was Kunsan Air Base, far to the south. But Bob says he spent weeks at the DMZ.
If you were in the 6175th Police Squadron, it was mandatory that you went to the DMZ for your combat and weapons training. Digging into the dirt where the Agent Orange was being sprayed.
The government lost his military records in a fire, but Bob says he has proof. He'd mailed from Korea to his parents in St. Cloud a recording
I was at combat preparedness school.
telling his folks about his time at the DMZ.
I fired all these things for at the DMZ.
I was on the DMZ. There I am at 20 years old.
Refusing to take the VA's denials and go away quietly, Bob continues to appeal.
Yeah, I never would have asked for it, but they tell you got it coming.
In January of 2016, he requested, as is his right, a live video hearing with the Board of Veterans Appeals, known as the BVA. A year passed with no response.
Yeah.
So he called the Department of Veterans Affairs, recording the conversation.
And the Board of Veterans Appeals are the ones that would set that up for you.
Just listen as the VA tries to connect him.
Sir, thank you for your service to our country. I'm going to transfer you to the 202 number. It's 202-565-5436. That's the Board of Veteran Appeals. One moment, please.
Instead of directing him to the BVA, he gets a recording saying the number is no longer in service and offering to connect him to private businesses.
To connect to Laurel Locksmith.
I couldn't believe it, you know.
He dialed back, same result.
Call a plumber or some damn thing. You know.
His next call, Carol Levin. We watched as he dialed the number he'd been given, the exact same number from the VA's official forms.
Press 2.
The same thing happened.
4. 24/7 Locksmith Services.
Well, there I got my help again.
Bob and Carol Levin tried calling the so-called customer service line, an 800 number listed on the BVA's website.
The phone's ringing and phone's ringing.
And ringing, and ringing, and ringing. No voicemail, no please hold for operator. Eventually, it just disconnects.
I'm getting used to it. That's the way they treat us.
A veteran who just wants a date for an appeal hearing and his government to show the same dedication to him he showed during his time at the DMZ.
I'm sure I am not the only veteran out there with these problems.
Well, Bob's right. He's certainly not alone. As of March 1st, nearly 470,000 veterans have appeals pending, and the Board of Veterans Appeals has basically a 5-year backlog. Now, one interesting note, Bob actually had another heart surgery at the Minneapolis VA today. He's watching his story tonight from a VA hospital bed.
So frustrating.
Well. Yeah.
So what are these guys supposed to do if they can't get through on the phone to
Yeah. There's,
I mean, what do they do?
There's the $1 million question. We asked the VA this morning in D.C. We said, hey, what's going on here? No response tonight.
No response.
No. We are hearing, though, already from members of Congress, and we're going to have more
so.
on this story tomorrow as we continue to push for answers.